Bang. 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 Bang.
Wow. I think we should be live with that. Maybe I should check chat to see if that is true. Where the fuck is that? There it is. And I got a pogger in chat, so I think so. I'm gonna add Ganz into the stream here. I didn't think of that beforehand, so I'm a bit dumb. So, how's your day been, Ganz? Why don't you regale the audience?
Oh, my day's been decent as university stuff goes. We have a group thing tomorrow, so I've been mostly just working on that. But that's about it.
There, I think you are. Yes, I have you on screen. Maybe you should be like a.
Is it still looking all right, or am I?
Oh, it looks all right. It's not. Before we started, Gans was like it was so dark. He looked like you know in documentaries when there's like someone who's been like they have a hidden identity and they sound
They sound like this. That was how Garth looked. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing all right with the hidden identity kind of stuff. You know, here are my thoughts about season 4. Real thinking should get a better low.
I think we can show actually.
yeah. There we
What I
go.
look like. I found the light, so I'm not a ghost anymore.
Maybe I should like. Gans is a bit quiet. Yeah, I can make him louder. Let's see. Do a big sound. I don't know what that means.
A big sound.
That's way too loud, I think. I don't know. Maybe do a normal sound.
This is a normal sound.
Okay. How does the chat feel about Gans's normal sound? We good. Okay. All right. I think I should make you like as big as me. Maybe I should actually move my camera so we're not like we can actually be like on the same plane of existence. One second. No. Okay, there we go.
You're dropping
I
stuff.
think. Yeah, knocked a bottle over. There we go. I think that works. Sort of. I guess we're not even going to be in this source. A little bit higher. Okay. Well, I'll make you a little bit higher, like that maybe. So we're gonna talk about season 4, right?
Yeah.
And
Season 4.
I figured we could like structure it in a way where we can end up with like a bingo. I think that would be good. So when season 4
Okay.
arrives, we can see if we can get a bingo of changes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you mean. All right.
So maybe we should like have like different categories of changes, and then we'll just like slot some of them in.
Mm-hmm.
So we could like start with about like talking about stuff we want to happen, regardless of if we think it's gonna happen or not.
Yeah.
And like move on to stuff we feel like is gonna happen, even if we don't like it,
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So I don't know. Maybe we could start with something we feel we want to happen, right?
Something we want to happen.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say just one thing that I want to happen. Though I would say that I feel like it's been sort of normalized in general, all the characters sort of. It's what I mean by that is with every season that's been coming out, every character has felt less unique. It almost feels like characters are not allowed to have bad things anymore. If something is considered bad with a character, like they have a bad wall standing 4 or they have a bad 12 frame punish or whatever, then the general consensus has been that they need to fix that, or they have bad damage, whatever.
Yeah.
So they don't see that as a general weakness, which I don't understand. I like when a character has a very obvious weakness, that they can play to their strengths and they have to watch out for their certain weaknesses. But it feels like at least with season 3, it just felt like they have dumbed down all the weaknesses for every character. So if I were to say, I think in a perfect world, I would want season 4 to kind of be the tough break type of a update where sort of everyone sort of gets worse.
Yeah. Okay.
In a way, I just feel like, because it feels in general that season 2 and season 3, with the exception of certain characters like Geese or Akuma or Dragunov or whoever was considered OP at the time, those were the characters that were getting nerfed. Everyone else just got new moves, better moves, more damage, more combo potential. And yeah, in general, I guess not. I guess I don't want them to just make characters worse, but at least rebalance them in a way where it's not just like everyone does a shitload of damage. Because that's what I feel the biggest problem is now. Is like everyone carries to the wall, everyone does a shitload of damage, everyone is good punishers.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it should be like that.
I think that seems like a pretty common thought, right? And I mean, it has it has basis in reality. It's not like everyone is making it up. To me, it always seemed kind of odd, and I know they have reiterated this in season 4 when they've talked about it. I think they've shown it in a trailer at least, where they've talked about the new moves, and they're like, we want the new moves to patch up holes in the characters, which seems that's like completely not what you want to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I think I would also like, obviously, I mean, I play Akuma, right, a lot. A character. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and defend his playstyle in terms of like how people enjoy or not enjoy the character. I definitely understand why people don't like Akuma, but I do think it's pretty obvious that character is very good at some things and pretty bad at other things, and I enjoy that about the character. So I'm inclined to agree entirely with you there.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to jot that down as some sort of like as like a concise point. Maybe like make characters less well-rounded.
Yeah.
Could like start with that. I think that's like a good point. If I got like my way with season 4, if they said anything goes, we're gonna do what you want, I think I would, like, coming back to this whole like what I talked about with Akuma, like, the character, people don't like how it works, yada yada yada. I feel like you wouldn't, with so many characters in this game, if the point is to make the game like less explosive, which I think I would enjoy, but also like more fun, because you have to have both those things. You can't just have the game be like every match is like the boringest match in Tag 2, because that would be horrible. I've played a lot of Tag 2 games that went to timeout. Then I feel like if we take Akuma as like a type example of that, or Geese, like these characters that their entire thing is that they are contextually really explosive. In areas where other characters aren't. Then you have to like redesign them from the ground up. Almost. Like you have to make them into different characters.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I mean, I think we're both sort of in the same boat when it comes to being like change agnostic or something. Like, I think both you and me probably would have been pretty fine if Tekken 7 had never gotten a single patch.
Yeah, I mean, to some degree. I mean, I do enjoy that they put new things in. It's more or less, you're not used to it, because I went through Tekken 6. That's when I started playing, and of course it's the exact same game as when it was released. And then Tag 2 releases, and yeah, there were some fucked up things, like Kunimitsu could duck mids, or Ancient Ogre had an infinite, which were, both of those were patched out. But after that, they really didn't do anything. So at a certain point, you were just kind of waiting for Tekken 7 to release, because then it was like, oh, we get new things, like we get a new Tekken game. But now it's like we get new things within the same Tekken game that we're already playing, and that, like, now I guess I'm used to it. But season 2 was very, and like when Geese was released and stuff like that, it was very exciting, and I think I'm probably gonna be quite excited when season 4 actually drops. I just don't agree with what they are changing, because it feels like they're not staying true to what Tekken 7 was when it was released. Which was, they had sort of not dumbed down, but characters in general didn't do as much damage as they did in Tag. Well, obviously not in Tag 2, and the cast wasn't that big, and in general, I just think, like you said, everything has been a lot more explosive with every season that's come out. And for the most part, I've agreed with the characters that have been released. I think Geese is amazing. I main Negan, of course. I think he's, in general, I just thought it's obviously a very weird choice to add him into the game, but that's also what makes it so pretty epic, in my opinion. Noctis, I still haven't bought Noctis. I don't really care about that one. But all the rest, I understand why they put them in the game. But it's kind of gotten a bit too far now because it's kind of because Tekken 7 is, in my opinion, is almost unrecognizable as to what it was when it was released.
Yeah.
Like if we were to play season 1 now, it would be like, where's everything? Where is everything? Basically.
Yeah. I think it's funny with in regards to certain characters. Like I just mentioned that, like, I would want characters, like if they were actually gonna double down on wanting to change the direction of the game, I feel like they would have to redesign the characters a lot. I think Geese is kind of an odd example of that because I feel like they did that the wrong direction. At least in terms of like what people enjoy generally about Tekken. I always felt so weird to me that Geese was this
Oh shit! Sorry.
Character that had like he was really good in general. Like he had a lot of good general Tekken tools, but then he had all this stuff on top of it, and they nerfed him a little bit here and there, and then for season 3 they kind of revamped what the character was about. I think season 3 is when he and Akuma sort of became the same kind of character, just with somewhat minor differences in archetype. Like Akuma has better mix-up, but they're both kind of this do very little, get a lot from one thing kind of character.
Yeah.
And I think if you do a seasonal update and you say, hey guys, we have this overarching goal of moving the game in this direction, and to fit this new direction, we're going to change these characters. We're going to overhaul these characters big time. Like, I don't know, like League of Legends does with their champions or whatever. I think that's a lot more easy to swallow as a player, because in general, it is kind of fucked up to take one character and turn them into another character in fighting games, because people are so attached to their mains.
Yeah.
Like, if someone like took a Kazuya main and was like, well, now Electric is a mid, and it's not a just frame, and it's 18 frames. We wanted to make Kazuya more straightforward to play, so more people could play him. Like, if they said that, like that's technically on paper a reasonable thing to do in a game system. Like, we want to increase the amount of players that pick this character. But if you just do it, all these people are going to say, well, that's not Kazuya anymore. What the fuck are you doing? But yeah, I would be willing to take that if it was presented in like a structured, logical way, with like they're saying, we're going in this direction. And I think that would actually be positive to me, at least. I've generally been very against these big kind of changes, but that's because they have been so poor at communicating what they want the game to be.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
So I guess for my want, like big want that I don't think will ever happen, is like large character overhauls. Maybe we should cycle these. So give me one that you think is gonna happen.
One that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna set the health to 180.
Oh, you think it's just gonna be 10 health?
Yeah, they're going back to Tekken 6 standards. Pretty sure.
Okay. Do you think that's tied with a 120% poke damage?
Yeah, I was gonna say they're either gonna make the poking better, or they're just gonna scale down on
Sure damage. Or well,
yeah,
combo.
the scaling, yeah. The juggle scaling is gonna get worse. But I'm
Okay.
pretty sure they're gonna make the health go to 180.
Okay. We'll put that down as yours. Well, then I'll I think it's gonna go higher than that, if I'm being honest. Someone in chat says season 4 seems like the final season for Tekken. I feel like this game has a little more life. I think season 4 is also the last season.
Yeah, I think so too.
But we'll see. I know there's been news about Bamco creating games for the next gen consoles, so we'll see. It's kind of funny to think that Tekken 7 might be the last Tekken game to ever hit arcades.
Yeah, I would not be surprised, especially in Corona times.
Yeah.
I don't know how long Corona times is gonna last. No one really knows, but
I mean, arcades were dying off way before this. So
yeah, but they're really dying off now.
Yeah. Don't exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we should stay on that topic a bit. I think a new the next Tekken game.
Mhm.
That shit's gonna be wild on release if they don't have arcade. Like it's gonna be nice to not have to wait like 4 years, of course, but it's always so crazy to think about the 1.0 versions of new Tekken games. Like Tekken 7 was barely a game.
Yeah.
If you compare this, like generally they've been like pretty solid in terms of like mechanics and characters, but they have like, I feel like they always overestimate or underestimate how much damage they put in the game in 1.0 versions. Like 5.0, people die when you blink. 6.0, the walls are super duper sticky. Like I think Jack's wall combo in 6.0 is like forward 4. What's the stomp move? Like back 4-4? Is that it? Like the double bind? I think he does forward 4, back 4-4, forward 4, down back 1-1. Like when you hit the wall. Like he's fucked up.
Well, there's always something that's really messed up, like on release. Like, do you remember like really early Tekken 7 where King had this? It was down back 2.
Oh yeah,
you know,
the elbow.
Yeah, where it always gave the same state where that his rage drive does.
Yeah.
So it's just like all his combos was just like, that into, and then the ground throw. So it's just like,
He always has a rage drive.
he always has a rage drive, exactly, and that was all you did, because why would you go for Shining Wizard when you have a rage drive all the time?
Yeah, I
And
think
you
it
remember
reset grounds, or well, like it reset floor break, I think, as well.
Oh yeah, Lily had something like that.
Yeah, with the back turn.
Yeah.
Thing. But like 7.0 was barely, like 6.0 is pretty like close to BR. It's just rage does way more, damage is way higher, Mishimas are better. 5.0 is pretty mechanically similar to DR. 7.0 is so different to FR though. Movement is way different. Way more counter hit shit that's fucked up. Or at least compared to FR 1.0 or whatever. No rage drives. Like,
did you ever play 7.0 personally?
Yeah, I played it at one like when they were touring it in Sweden.
Yeah.
Like maybe in Skellefteå or something. I can't remember exactly where. It wasn't when you and Robin were playing at that tournament, but
Yeah. I was gonna say I played it twice, and it felt, I don't know, but it was very similar to Tag 2, just the feel of it. It was basically, well, not Tag 2 obviously because there's no tag, but yeah, you just had a different way of binding. But FR is just, it's completely different.
yeah. I remember JGCR didn't even play 7.0. He stopped playing.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Didn't
he
remember that.
kept playing Tag 2. I remember because he lost to like Kuiper in a 7.0 tournament, like Head Stomper or something. Kuiper kicked the shit out of him, and people were like, "Oh my god, Kuiper, you're the fucking best." Then JDCR is like, "I've never played this game."
Oh yeah, I think I remember that vaguely. Yeah.
It's the same tournament that Goose Emil beat up the main man with Ling in 7.0.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
It's a really funny part on commentary on that match where Goose does like Chinese wall, like back one, with Ling like twice or something because he's trying to do a hypnotist, I think, but he's fucking up the double input because it's Tekken. And I don't know who's on commentary. I think it might be Spag. Spag and some other dude. And the other dude goes, "Holy shit, is that a new move or something?" For back one. And then Spag's like, yeah, I think so. Like it looks, it feels like he's not even watching the stream, and then he just has to respond. I don't think I described it as being as funny as I think it is, but it's pretty good. But whatever. So health to 180. I think it's probably going to be more like 200. If I had,
200?
yeah, I think so. I think 200, and then but it's kind of hard to tell because I think 200 and then no change to combo scaling. But
Yeah,
but 120% standing damage, like on pokes, maybe on just certain pokes, like not on launchers.
200 is gonna be crazy though.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a big change, but I think they want it to be a big change.
Yeah,
I mean, in that sit down, Harada said like, "Oh, remember in Tag 2, everyone thought it was so balanced because we gave them another life bar." So I think they want like a noticeable change.
Yeah, most characters are not going to be able to kill with their standard BNB, 3 of their standard BNBs.
Mhm.
I think the average is about 64, 65.
Lion Chat here says that assume making a big change is a good way to let people chew on stuff until Tekken 8. And I kind of agree with that. Like if they really tip the, I don't know what the saying I'm trying to say here, tip the bathwater out. What the fuck, baby? I don't know what the fuck I'm saying here. But if they really change it up, I think that would probably make more like people prone to stay.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
So I put health to 200. That's like my guess. But I put poke damage 120%. But then I guess I put you down as combo scaling reduced or made more, whatever.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be 180 combo damage reduced with better poke.
You got any specific character wants? Maybe I could start here.
Specific character wants. That's a good question. I don't know. That's a hard question.
I have it's like an overall kind of thing, but it applies to a lot of newer characters, especially Fakam Ram and Leroy. I want them to add more whiff frames and longer block stun on moves. Because I think this is it's such an odd way to balance stuff, especially now that people are playing so much online, where stuff like dash blocking is already so much worse.
Hmm.
And I think that would be overall positive change for the game that isn't too hard to implement either. And I think you can do this like across the board, like across most characters, really. Like revert electric change, definitely.
Oh yeah, that was a weird change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in general, if I were to say, because I've caught myself. This might just because I get flashes of being salty when I play, but I've caught myself saying, "Why does everything track in this game?" a lot. I honestly feel like it's not worth it to sidestep on a lot of situations because I feel like it's very easy to get caught. So I would say in general they should, I don't know, either reduce tracking on a lot of moves or just make sidewalking and sidestepping better. Because in general, I feel like, I don't know, it's better to just block. And that's weird to say in Tekken, which is, a 3D game. You're supposed to be able to sidestep. It's supposed to be a valuable thing to do, but I don't know. Lately, it just feels like, I don't know. It just doesn't feel worth it to me.
Yeah, I think that I agree with that. I don't know how do you want me to put that down? Like, I guess just buff lateral movement.
Yeah, I would say buff sidestepping and sidewalking in general.
But to me, something that really bothers me about that, like, of course, I agree with you. Like, lateral movement is way worse than it was before, and I think it's sort of gotten worse as well. I don't know. Maybe I'm just projecting.
Yeah.
But like, since they already have characters in the game that have good lateral movement that they know can kind of play more traditional Tekken style, I think they could just fiddle with the values. Like, maybe not make everybody Safina, but make characters more in line with that.
Yeah.
Especially for sideway movement, which I think it's way more fucked up to have certain characters be like S tier in lateral movement than in backdash.
Yeah.
But to me, something that really bothers me about lateral movement in Tekken 7 is just how big the hitboxes are on some moves. It's not like they track well, but it's like you step and then you try to hit into it. It kind of ties into this whole more whiff frames. Like, you're so stressed out to whiff punish something when you step. And if you press a button, like just a little bit too early, the hitbox is like, it's like wider than the planet. So you get clipped by like an orbital behind the character's back.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like you said, Leroy is a good example of that. Where, like his orbital, because it goes like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's, if this is straight, he does the orbital from here. It goes like that. And it's to the point, because I do play Leroy on occasion. It's to the point where he will hit you with an orbital, but he's too off axis to do a combo, which is extremely weird. But it happens. As someone who plays Leroy, that's happened to me multiple times, and it's it's pretty messed up.
I'll put that down. Make hitboxes smaller. This is something I've talked about before. I think I talked about it with JFK and Spiriax. on a stream, or maybe it was with no, it was JFK and Token, I think. In that I think like if it kind of ties into this whole like large character overhaul, and also your like make characters less well-rounded. Or it feels like we're only talking about things we want to happen that probably won't happen, but I really wish like a large amount of what would you call it, like game mechanics wouldn't be put on the same move. Like I wish there were less homing, mid, safe, counter hit launching approach moves. I feel like everything counter hit launches in this game, especially.
Yes.
So like less counter hit launches in general would be good, I think. Like why does Mach Kick have to counter hit launch, for example? It does like 400 damage if you hit someone already.
Yeah. Well, I think in general that's also something that's kind of new in Tekken 7, that everything maybe doesn't counter hit launch, but everything does something on counter hit, and that didn't used to be a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
But now it's like you see pretty much any move, you know it's gonna do something on counter hit. You know, it's because I remember starting in either in season 1 and in like tag 2, where it was just like you went through a character and you switch from normal hit to counter hit, and then it was like, whoa, it does that on counter hit. But now you know that everything is gonna do something on counter hit, whether that's a knockdown or a tailspin launch or a normal hit launch or a, one of those things where you get a guaranteed hit. Like it seems like it's always one of those. And like you said, I think there just needs to be some moves that just do the same thing on normal hit as it does on counter hit, because everything shouldn't be a counter hit fishing tool.
Less counter hit follow-ups or whatever. But maybe we should get back to like some like realistic things. Let's see, like if I were to right now say what's gonna happen, a couple of things I think are gonna happen. I think Geese is gonna get a damage nerf on Moonslicer, either on Moonslicer or 2. Maybe on like either on Moonslicer or forward 1 or something like that. Either on the launch move or the thing you do twice, the combo on standing. I also think DR is gonna get Deli Ray is gonna get damage nerf, because I don't think they're gonna bother with making like big reworks for Geese or Akuma. I think they're just gonna band-aid them.
Well, they do listen to, I mean, I would assume that they're going to keep nerfing both Fukamram and Leroy as well. I don't know to what extent. I know there's certainly, yeah, exactly. Overall, I think they're just gonna get nerfs. Overall, I guess Fukamram is going to have range reduced in general.
You think so?
Yes, I do think so. Not that I think he's that's at least one of my one of the things that I think makes him a very good character, is that he works on every range. And I said that when he was released, like he plays in every range. Usually characters have a specific range where they want to be. For Kamram, I don't feel that he plays in every range, and he plays beyond a range that anyone else can play, except I guess Akuma Elisa and Geese because they have fireballs. But I don't know. I think that's a very common argument, and I feel like Namco listens to common arguments. Even though I might not agree with common arguments, it seems that they do listen to those the most.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pin down, I think, what you would nerf with Fakumram if you listen to the common argument, because people seem to think everything he has is busted.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, that's mostly, I don't know. I think people are just a lot of the times they're keen on jumping on a train. You know, if someone says that this character is broken, because I feel like even people like the main man and other Tekken content creators, even though they don't, they might not be at a very high Tekken level. If you look at globally, I think they're 100 times better at explaining what they feel than the top level of Tekken players. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Because like who am I thinking of? The Pakistani Arsalan Ash. He basically just said that Kamram is better than Release Leroy, but I don't feel like we got a lot of reasons as to why he is. He just kind of is.
Yeah.
And while I would agree that Kamram is very good, just him saying that is going to make people jump on the train and saying, well, obviously Kamram's broken. Arsalan Ash said so.
Yeah. I think that's definitely true. I think in general there's like this, maybe I should like zoom this out like big time. There's this thing called Hume's law, which goes something like you can never get a ought to from an is.
Mhm.
So you can't just jump directly from explaining like a fact to like an endpoint where you're saying we should do this without like adding something in the middle. I think it's generally something like I think anyone who's watched any of my stuff kind of understands that I have somewhat severe issues with Tekken content creating in general and like fear mongering. But I think that's like a big issue, regardless of what the opinion being presented by lots of people about Tekken is. It's generally they say this thing is like this, therefore it has to change.
Yeah,
But there's no middle point. And even though I would definitely agree with you that like main man is very good he's definitely better than Arslan at vocalizing stuff, like showing people things. I think that's probably the difference. Like Arslan is like he's like at the bottom of the well. He's like down there, and he's just like all he says is Fakumram is broken. I'm not gonna do a fucking accent. That's weird. But Fakumram is broken. That's all he says, right?
Yeah.
And he definitely has reasons, but that's all he says. And then you have main man in like the middle, and he's not really gonna present any real arguments. I think, generally speaking, he's just gonna show you that Fakumram reaches the entire screen. Fakumram does a lot of damage. I don't know, when he released, Fakumram has a fucked up hitbox, or hitbox rather. And then he's just gonna show you these things, and then he'll go, does that seem okay with you? And then the assumed reaction is that the viewer will go, those things don't seem all right. Now I have arguments. But they're still kind of on the same level, really. They're both not really giving an argument as to why something is too good. Though, I should say, doesn't mean they're wrong. They can definitely be right, but there's not really, they're not putting it forth.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I rarely agree with what Tekken creator said. I would probably say that I don't agree with a lot of opinions when it comes to Tekken. But I at least like hearing that, you know, why does someone think like this? And I feel like the top level, the top level of Tekken players just suck at communicating that.
Yeah.
They don't have a. They just say like, we banned Fakamram in Pakistan. It's like, why? It's just too good. Okay.
I think there's obviously like one part of that's like the I don't know if you've seen the recent pork chop tier list where he
Yes.
just fucking went ape shit, and like it was pretty obvious that like pork chop is a good player, right? But he's like the archetypical I just play on feels
Thank you
kind of
for all the
guy.
great Tekken
Yes,
content
absolutely.
over the seasons. Keep on keeping on.
Oh shit. Thanks, balls. You didn't see that counts, but big ups, balls, for that.
You got a donation?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't really see what it was, but I assume so. I don't think I've ever gotten one on stream, so it's I think I've forgotten. But I had like a British person talk in my ear, so I assume so. Where was I? Oh yeah, I pork chop in his tier list, right? So there's like that. I don't think Arslan or like Knee or whatever are that like Tekken illiterate that they just think something and then it's how they feel. Yeah, thanks, balls. Definitely beer/cider money, more like cider/cider money. But there's definitely a language barrier. And something that I think is really cool about the Street Fighter community is that for a long time you had the same thing where it's just like now the Japanese players are saying that this character is fucking dumb as fuck broken. But people just parroted that. But there's a lot of channels that are like translating stuff now. I think it would probably be improved a lot if something like Pakistan got like, because obviously Arslan knows English, but there's kind of a big barrier between being good enough at a language to like really be able to explain how you feel versus just like talking, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like tier lists are generally, I don't know. I feel like in a lot of situations, people forget that it's a single, or usually it's a single player's opinion. And that's also, it kind of ties in to what I was saying with a lot of top players having certain opinions or not being able to express their opinions very well. But I feel like it was a lot more of this back in Tag 2 when the game was just kind of, where Tekken was. Because Tekken 7 is really the first time where or Tekken in general is just sort of mainstream. It's never been in this type of stage before, so this is extremely new.
That's true.
So a tier list, because there was no real way of knowing which character in Tag 2, for example, was the best. There was some, general agreement that Jinpachi was super good, and that, the Mishimas were in general super good. But, in general, there come tier lists from top players saying that Bob was really good, that Lars was the best character, because how well he works with other characters and stuff like that. So, but in Tekken 7, it just feels like here it's just supposed to be widely accepted that this is our top 3.
Yeah.
And it didn't used to be like that. It's a very very new thing in Tekken 7. It never used to be like that. And I don't know where it obviously started with the game being as famous as it is now.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with like just changes in general. People are very, I think it feels like you have less time as well to like, because I can understand that. Because my perspective, and I think your perspective as well, and a lot of people's perspective, just because you come from a slightly different era, is that like, oh well, I can't really make a judgment call on this yet. The game hasn't settled. I still think it's like worth noting that like, I don't think a single version of Tekken 7 has ever lived for more than 1 year. Which is interesting, but whatever. Like, this isn't a value statement here. I'm not saying it's better or worse, but I think a lot of people, at least with our mentality, think like that. Like, well, Fakumra might be broken. Who knows? Like,
Yeah.
it's very hard to tell. But I can understand that, A, it's very hard to have that perspective if you haven't been forced to have that in the past. And B, like, if you think the game has a shelf life of like 10 months before a new patch, then obviously you're gonna feel pressured to like get your opinions out there faster.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like incredibly odd that it's been going the way it's been going.
No, of course not. But it is new for Tekken.
Yeah,
I would say.
Here's a very concrete thing. I think Paul's rage art cancel is going to gets damage reduction or scaling applied. That feels like such an easy goodwill change to make.
Scaling applied? What do you mean? Doesn't have scale?
No, it ignores scaling. That's why it does so much damage. You get a free hit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how it works.
I didn't realize that. That's crazy. I didn't know
it is pretty interesting. Yeah, as Lai says, I definitely don't think they'll get rid of it. It's kind of unique and cool. Though I feel like it's gonna be way worse. Like, it's kind of hard to balance that kind of mechanic. It's kind of like with Akuma. Like, if you make his meter shit way worse, then people just won't do it. It's like at this weird tipping point where it has to be really good for it to be what you do. I think that's kind of how it goes with Paul's RA cancel or whatever. But I mean, it will definitely still have, even if it gets way worse, it will definitely still have certain points where you will want to do it. So
yeah,
I think that would be fine.
I have to maybe it would be worth it to kind of look over each character, or at least I have to, because I always forget what characters are in this game.
We can quickly go through them. I think it's probably not worth it to like try to like in depth look at every character, but like a quick scan is probably good.
Yeah, I don't know enough about each characters to talk about that deeply.
Do you think something will change with Julia?
Oh shit! Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you started the game. I just googled the character select screen.
Yeah, I did too. Oh, there we go.
Julia. I feel like Julia is in the like public Tekken conscious so much right now. People calling her super duper duper broken and stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely think Julia's gonna get some changes. I think she's gonna get. I don't know. She's gonna get some form of.
Taken behind the shed.
Yeah, I mean something with her running 2-1 is at least what I feel is the most common complaint. Where you do. I don't know enough about Julia, but she has the state where you get a free hit. I don't know what to call it, but for Cameron's back one, that sort of state, you do a running 2-1. Oh yeah, now I remember. You do down forward 1 on a crouching opponent into forward for 3 into running 2-1, which is all free for Julia, and her down forward 1 is, I don't know what it is on block, but it is a very just standard mid poke, and it's not like you're hitting them on counter hit. You're hitting a crouching opponent.
Yeah,
and get down. I think something's going to be done with either running 2-1, or down forward 1.
she has really sticky walls with a lot of stuff. Like she can, like obviously she has super good carry, but she can also do like running 2-1 like into the wall and still get a wall combo, which I always found weird. And in Tekken 7, you can do down forward 1 crouch hit into, because you could do before, like if you didn't want to do either 4 1 4 or well, I guess you wouldn't do 4 1 4, but 4 3, if you didn't want to do that, you could do down forward 3. And in this game, they get down forward 3 a natural hit knockdown follow up, which is interesting. So even if you don't do the hard thing, you can still do down forward 3 1+2, which is odd, I think.
Which one is down forward 3?
Down forward 3 is the knee, where she like lifts the opponent up a bit.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I hear a lot of complaints about it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna fuck with 4 1. I do think so. People are so fixated on 4 1 being busted, even though it's always been like this. I guess maybe it's slightly better in Tekken 7 just because movement is slightly worse. But I could see that move getting like either a smaller hitbox or a bigger hurt box. Like it doesn't high crush, but it does evade stuff sometimes. Or being made more minus. I think 4 1 is like -2, which is pretty fucked up for a delayable, like a mid. It's like I-12 if you do frame perfect, right? Or something like that. Move with a follow-up that counter it launches and it goes under stuff.
Does she still have her hop kick timing thing?
No, I think they took that out.
They took that out, all right.
But I'll put down that as a like speculation for me. Julia 4 1 nerf. I think that probably could happen.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna do either something with down forward 1 or 4 or running 2-1.
Well, let's put both those down then. Julia down forward 1 nerf. Julia or running 2-1 nerf. Safina is kind of a character people don't talk as much about anymore.
Yeah, actually, I personally put Safina in my top 5.
Yeah, I think I would be inclined to agree.
I think she's fucking great. Although I don't know exactly what you would do to reduce. I think there's something that's always been confusing to me with Safina, and that is her down 3. Yeah, her down 3 in general. I mean, first of all, it's weird how much it crushes, but that's whatever. I kind of like when moves have kind of unique properties. But what does confuse me, and I've played with Geis or Geus when he was playing Safina, And each time I asked him, it was like, what is that on block? Like if I block down 3, what is that on block? And every time he told me that if I go into stance, it's minus 13. If I don't go into stance, it's minus 16. And no matter how many times he said it, my mind was just like, it's got to be the other way around, right? Because why would you not go in a stance to not get a combo and have 3 less frames to work with? But then, of course, you'll be more punishable, but you go into stance and therefore you get a counter hit launcher, right? But no, it's the other way around. And I always found that weird. It should be the other way around. I don't know why you would get more reward from both block and hit by going into stance. Like, why would you ever choose to do the other option?
Yeah.
That's something that's just weird in general. Just those kind of things. There's certain things in this game that, in general, I just don't understand why it works like that. That's one of them. Another one that I just thought about, that we've talked about, is with Leroy. He has forward 3, 1 plus 2, 4, which is a knee into his flutter, hands into a kick, right? It's all hit confirmable. But if you block the knee, you can't duck the highs. But if you get hit by the knee, you can duck the highs.
Okay.
Which is just it doesn't make sense, and they still haven't fixed that. So it's just minor stuff like that. I might think of other stuff, but there are certain things in this game that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I'm gonna answer this Balls France questions real quick. He's asking about a move called KKC, or it's like Congo something. Can never remember. Congo Kokuretsu-san. It's a cool move. Is it a good move? It's not really a good move. In Street Fighter 3, where it's like where the move kind of exists, really, it costs way too much meter and it isn't really useful. But it does look cool, as you say. You can make it into anything though, so that doesn't really matter. But speaking of Safina's down 3, I think like a want from me with Safina's down 3, and it is a nerf, but there are a couple of things with Safina that I kind of find pretty annoying. It's that down 3 does like everything for the character. It's an advancing move, it's a counter hit tool, it's good on hit, it's evasive, it's almost impossible to step, and it's really hard to backdash. So she, as a character, obviously controls the neutral game really well because she moves so well. And she has a really good down forward 1. Especially in Tekken 7, where she splats with down forward 1-4. But she has that already going for her. And you're already generally in a losing situation in terms of like poking versus Safina because her movement is so good. But you're not allowed to move versus down 3. You have to like backdash into low parry all the time. Which I wish they would either make the range worse or make it steppable or walkable in one direction. Because Safina also has 2 super good advancing homing moves. She has 442, which is a high, which is plus on block, and 443, I think, which is the jumping mid kick that is safe, has hella pushback, splats from like the entire screen. So being able to move laterally versus down 3 wouldn't be that much of an issue, but at least you could do something that isn't guess low block or low parry.
Yeah. And that's another thing with down 3, obviously, because of how well it crushes mids. Of course, it crushes all highs, but it does crush a lot of mids. I actually went through it. It crushes about 60% of King's mids, which is pretty crazy. But even if you do step it, there's a good chance that your Punisher is not going to hit because of her crushing properties.
Yeah, but then if she's in Mantis, it's kind of fucked up for her to be off axis in Mantis, especially if you really walk it. So I think that could be okay. I think another thing with Safina that I don't know if I think it has to change, but I could see it be as like a going to happen thing. More so than down 3, because I think down 3 it's probably not going to get changed. I would want it to be, but I don't think it's going to.
No.
It's I think they might revert frames on 1-3 and nerf frames on Mantis 1-3. Because like if you get hit by down 3 and she goes into Mantis, she can do 1-3, which is mid-high, but it jails. And it does, its NC does a lot of damage on hit, obviously. And on block, she's 0 in Scarecrow, which means she can go under mids with Scarecrow down for 4, which is a counter launcher. And it's, I guess, I play Akuma in Geese, but mostly Akuma, so it's kind of hard to step versus Scarecrow. But she already has armor move that launches from Scarecrow.
Oh yeah, she does.
That also high crushes, so you can't jab into it and be safe. So to me, it's so odd that she can like do down 3, which is really hard to not just guess guard or low parry, into Mantis 1-3, and even if you block it, you can't attack at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, just block it. Just block Mantis down for 4. I mean, you can, but she has what is it? Scarecrow or Scarecrow down for 4. She has Scarecrow. Is it 1+2? The hands that are like +6 on block, knockdown on normal hit. Yeah. Good tracking, so it's very scary to low block. And I think if she does Scarecrow down for 4, doesn't she go into Mantis again? So she can rinse and repeat that, even if you kind of guess correctly. This is a thing that I feel like has to happen. I don't know why it is this way. If you get hit by down 3, you have to reset to like standing and then try to low parry the Mantis. What is it, down 3-2? The thing that launches on counter hit. You can't just low parry it. You have to like fiddle with your directions a bunch before you get to low parry it.
There's a lot of issues with that. You actually reminded me by saying that. A lot of moves that send you... You know when it splats, but it doesn't knock down. That's spinning. Yeah, when it spins. Usually, you're like negative a billion if you get hit by one of those moves. But there's a very strange thing that if you go back, or if you go into neutral at all, or I guess if it's maybe that you do a backdash or something, whatever it is, if you hold back and then go neutral and then back again, you have lost the ability to block during that. I don't know if it works with every single move that works that way, but there's been a lot of instances where I've gotten hit by, in that spinning state, and I know I'm holding back. I might have done like a backdash motion, but I am holding back by the time that I'm getting hit. But the life bar still registers it as if it was a combo,
Yeah.
I think just general stuff like that, because there are some issues that are like that. Obviously, in Tag 2, there was if you did triple back in your backdash, you weren't blocking, which was kind of messed up. But I feel like they fixed that. But yeah, just in general, like I don't understand why going into neutral in certain situations just messes you up so hard.
Yeah, I think you should either have full like neutral auto guard or none. Like there's kind of no point in having that not be specific. Okay, anything specific we think is gonna happen with Leroy?
I don't know. I think if I were to say that things that I want to happen with Leroy, I would say just remove the moves where you're able to go into, I forgot what it's called, hermit stance. Like wall standing 1-4, 2-3-4. What else is it? Forward 4-4, right? 4-4-4, wall standing 1-4, and 2-4-2-3-4. If you do hermit 1 or just a normal parry, you're able to parry parry moves afterwards, which is very strange. I don't know why that is a thing, but I don't know. I just don't like good moves where you still have the advantage when you're
when it doesn't hit?
when it doesn't hit. Yeah.
Do you think they might? Do you think you could put like Hermit 1 getting way fewer Sabaki frames as are going to happen? Because it has like, what is it? It's like 18 Sabaki frames or something dumb like that.
Yeah, it's
like
quite a lot.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to catch specific moves almost at all.
No, I used to have. I think it's something between, like if you do forward 2-3-4, and you do hermit 1 afterwards, I think everything from a jab to 16 frames is going to get parried automatically.
That's pretty big.
Except, he does have one move that is bigger than that. Down back 1+2. It's not out of hermit. You know, it's the one where it just like charges.
Yeah.
And,
The thing that's like -11, but you can never punish it.
Yeah, -11 with jack level pushback. Yeah, that move is like, I don't know, it's something crazy, like 16 frames of parry or something. It's crazy.
Well, because that's the kind of thing I could see that could happen. Like reduced parry frames on moves.
Yeah.
Lai in chat says that he feel like back 1+2 is gonna change again. Do you think that would happen?
Maybe. I don't know what they would do though. Because if they make it punishable, it's, you're not going to use it. There's no reason to.
I guess, I don't know. I feel like it whiffs if it doesn't hit anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, like, if it's going to be punishable on block, you're obviously close enough to where you think it's going to where it's going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is punishable, you're not going to do that. You're going to do back 1, or you're going to do his 1+2-1. So I think making it punishable is just going to make it obsolete. You could reduce the damage, I guess, but I don't think it does a lot of damage. Maybe you could make it slower. You could make it slower and give it more range, like make it 14 frames, but
I think that could
give it more range.
12 frame true mid counter launcher is pretty that's pretty bonkers, really.
Yeah, for sure it is.
I wonder, Leroy does have a lot of stuff that gives him a mini combo. I think it would be a lot more palatable to people if it did the same thing as, what's the low? Full crouch down forward something.
4.
The
full
thing
crouch
that,
down 4, and then 4-1.
Yeah, and then you get up for 3+4, right?
Oh yeah. It's counter hit down back 4.
Down by 4. Okay.
Exactly.
Like, if it did that, but then, well, I guess you would still be able to, like, it would still be mid instead of high, and it would still, maybe if the damage would still probably be a little bit higher than 1-1, and you would potentially get carry. Getting a full combo is pretty crazy on 12 from mid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think they should make it 13.
But I
13 or
don't.
14.
Okay.
If they do make it 14, they should give it more range.
Well, I'll put you down for back Leroy back 1+2 frame made slower. Okay, let's put it like that. I don't think that's gonna happen though.
One thing I do think is gonna happen is what we talked about earlier in the stream, which is the orbital, that it goes like that.
Orbital hitbox change.
Orbital hitbox, yeah.
Maybe we can check another character. Do you have any feelings on something that you think is going to happen with Negan?
Negan is, I don't know, because the thing is, we also talked about this in the beginning of the stream, that characters being weak on something, it doesn't necessarily mean that it should be changed. And I think Negan has a very clear weakness in that he's the least evasive character in the entire game. Though I like that. I like that you have to play him like he's a fucking tower or something. But I do think that might be something that they'll change. They might give Upford 4 an airborne status and make it low
crush.
Low crush, exactly. He doesn't have any moves that look like they high crush, so if they do give him a high crushing move, it's probably going to be a new move.
Do you think that's going to be, like, would you guess that the new move is going to be a high crush?
I think it's going to be a crush move. They might give him like an Upford 1+2.
Okay.
Like something that's going to make him able to either high or low crush. I think that's going to be a change. Not one that I necessarily want, but not one that I'll be angry if it comes. You know, I'll live.
Yeah.
Though I think Negan is pretty well rounded. I would say he has some trouble tracking as well, but again, it plays into his the character having weaknesses, which I like. I think every character should have a clear weakness.
I wonder what I think, like what I think is going to happen to Akuma, rather than what I want is going to happen to Akuma. I think they could probably, like, it's so hard to see what they would do with the character without revamping him entirely, like to appease people primarily. I could see them doing something about damage scaling. I could see that happening, like it might happen, like it says, with how people complain, down 3 and down 4 might get nerfed. I don't see how you could nerf down 4 more. It does 17 damage.
Probably make it techable.
I guess, but like it does 17 damage.
But not something I would want. I think Akuma is also, if anyone's not going to complain about Akuma who doesn't play Akuma, it's probably going to be me. probably played the most against Akuma in Europe. No, not Europe, in Sweden. Europe
Yeah, I guess down 3 or down 4 might get nerfed. It's very hard to do meaningful changes. As you said, down 4 techable could probably see that happen. Like I could see stuff like this happen. Like I could see SRK 2, so heavy dragon punch, reduced advantage on hit. Because he has a lot. He's like plus 30 or something crazy when he hits it. They recover really late. I think use like down for techable state that could happen.
Or more space in between.
I guess, but they do kind of the same thing, right?
Wait, are you talking about down 4 or
Down 4.
down
Are we
4?
talking?
Yeah.
Are we talking? Yeah, okay. Because like
yeah.
techable state, well, we could say like down 4 knockdown and nerf. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's. But I could also see in that this like would be like people would assume it's pretty dramatic, but a nerf to damage scaling, like damage scaling on standing hit, like geese. Because that's something that really only affects double bar combos in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
And I think that double bar combos they're not really a balance concern, but people hate them. People hate death combos, especially when they scroll by them on Twitter. It makes them really fucking mad.
Yeah.
So I could see that changing because that would largely make no difference to Akuma's 1 bar stuff, which is what he generally wants to do. But it would pretty meaningfully nerf 2 bar stuff.
Yeah. You think they'll remove 1-1? 1-1 counter hit?
No. I definitely don't think they would remove that 1-1. I think it would be more likely that they remove down 1 too, actually.
Yeah, that's probably true.
But
that
yeah.
one too. Oh yeah, they're both NCC, right?
Yeah, they're both NCC. So, because I mean, down 1 to 1-1 isn't really that unique. It's pretty comparable to Magic Force, better in some regards, worse in others. But down 1-2 is kind of unique.
Yeah.
There's only really Law that has something similar, and his is mega launch punishable. So
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think down 1-2 is gonna get deleted either. But so I think that's it for my Akuma thoughts, to be honest. If they don't revamp him entirely, I think they're just gonna slightly nerf him a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like they've been just sort of picking him apart a little bit. You know, not completely picking him apart, of course, but just taking some stuff out, making fireballs more punishable, like making 4-4-4 a non-counter hit launch. Like all that seems to have happened in steps. He never got like a Leroy.
No, for sure.
20 nerfs.
I don't know. Let's do one more character and then let's try to make some kind of bingo, and maybe we'll find other things to put in.
No. So what we talked about: Geese, Negan, Leroy, Fukamura. Yeah, we talked about Fukamura. Safina, Juliana, Akuma. Who else do we think might get changed?
I mean, everyone's gonna get changes, but like,
oh yeah,
everything you can speculate
Which
about.
do we think?
What
do we think is going to change? I think Law is going to get a new Rage Drive. That's probably just a quick one. But
we can put that in. Law,
I don't know if they're going to.
but yeah, I mean, a new Rage Drive or a big rework on the one he has, kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
They kind of feel the same. You have any?
Yeah, I don't play enough LoL to know, but I know that people say it's the worst race tribe.
It's
so-
not great, is it?
No, yeah, I know it's not great, but yeah, I think it's gonna get. What were we gonna say?
I don't know. I was just gonna say if you have any thoughts on Dragonov,
Dragonov.
either buffs or nerfs you think might happen, or you would want to happen. Either way.
Well, honestly, one thing I would want to happen is just to have it come full circle is making us down to force crouch again. Then they've gone full circle, and that's pretty funny.
Is that your only want for them? Because
I don't know. I mean, if I was to be, completely honest with myself, I would make him more like he was in Tekken 6 and Tag 2, where you kind of had to actually learn specific things about the character.
well, that's not going to happen.
No, that's obviously not going to happen. But other than that, I don't really know. I think Dragonov's been kind of, similar to how he's always been. It's really only down 2 and making running 2 more plus on block, which I don't really understand, but that's, I don't know. Other than that, he hasn't really had any big changes, and I don't think he's gonna get more big changes.
But Ganz, Dragonov sucks now. It's unplayable.
Yeah, it's unplayable. So is Leroy.
Yeah, did you see Leroy lost to John Ding playing Julia? It was really funny. I linked a tweet from Fergus after, because Fergus, I don't know, I think a couple of days ago, Fergus tweeted, it was something about like, can you really complain? If you're losing with Leroy, you should really reevaluate your ability to play the game. Smiley. Guess he sucks. Whatever. Let's put this in a. Let's open Paint.
I had something to say. No, I forgot. Go ahead.
I opened Paint. Let's see. I want to add Paint here. Add. It's a source. Wow. Paint. There we go. Got the window of Paint.
Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, the number 1 tool. And we can... oh, holy shit. I scaled myself in a really weird way. Oh, what the fuck is going on? Oh, am I gonna be wide rubbish? Okay, let's not be wide rubbish. That's weird.
Vidrubs.
Yeah, I don't know why OBS is fiddling about, but whatever. So how many squares does a bingo board generally have? It's 5, right? You need to get 5.
Yeah, you get 5 in a row, and there's 5 spaces, so it's 5 of 5.
Yes, 5 of 5.
I've actually won in bingo once. I told you that.
What?
Won
Bingo Lord.
2,500. I think I won.
Damn, in the thousands?
Yeah.
Wait.
And one in car bingo. Have you been to that?
No. I'm not like 74 years old, so I haven't been to car bingo. Sorry.
No. But I've been there once and I won, so I'm a retired car bingo goer.
This
Tired when
bingo
you're on
board
top.
is looking so fucked up. Maybe we should have done this in Photoshop. No, I think it's more charming this way.
Yes.
All right, is this 5 now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. All right. Let's see what we can put things in. Do we think Negan getting a upward 4 low crush is worthy to go on the bingo? I think so. Let's
I
just
think
say Negan crush move.
Yeah, Negan crush move.
That's not okay. Neganer crush move. Is it like 22? There we go. Okay, that's the spot. Oh yeah. What do we feel about health? 180.
Health? I mean, I think it's gonna be 180.
Let's put them both in.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. 180, 200.
Health 180 can be here, and I don't know. Health 200 can be here.
200 health is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think it's obviously not gonna like ruin the game or anything, but it's gonna be crazy.
I'm gonna put in Gee's major damage nerfs, and I'm gonna include like Moon Slicer and Deadly Rave. Yeah, like something like that. But I think these are gonna have to represent that.
Yeah.
Do we think Paul's Rage Art cancel? I think that is gonna get nerfed.
Yeah, but the fact that you told me that it ignores scaling, I didn't even know it did that. So yeah, I think definitely that's gonna get nerfed.
Oh yeah, Leroy orbital hitbox change.
Yeah.
Leroy orbital hitbox nerf. Law new rage tribe. Let's put that in. I feel like that's a good one. I think Julia 441 nerf is something we can put in.
Yeah.
And I'm actually gonna put in the Safina down 3 nerf because I want it so much.
I think that's gonna happen.
Racking nerf.
Agree with that.
Tracking or range. I'm gonna put that in. Kind of do the same thing. Maybe we put in Akuma damage scaling as well.
Yeah.
Nerf to that.
I mean, something's gonna happen with Akuma's damage. I think that's.
Oh, maybe I should go down here. Akuma combo scaling nerf. Guess I could put in the Julia while running 2-1 nerf.
Yeah, I can do that. Do we think Leroy back on the stew nerfs?
I don't know. That one to me is something I don't think that's gonna happen, but I could see it happen. I think it's more likely that he's gonna get changes on parry frames.
Yeah. And with the orbital, of course.
Yeah. But we haven't put in parry frames, so we could do that.
Yeah. All right.
Leroy parry frames nerfs. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. 13 open spots for nerfs. I'm actually gonna put in the Safina thing. The Saf Mantis 1-3 frame nerf. Or Scarecrow Downford 4 Crush nerf. I'm gonna put these as the same thing because they do the same thing. Do we believe there's gonna be a overall nerf in whiff recovery? I kind of doubt it.
I don't know. I think it might get slower in general.
I guess we could put it in. I mean, we could always say it was us that did it if it happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Overall, with frame nerf.
Have we put in anything about camera? Did we
No,
talk much about
nothing yet.
What did we say about camera?
I think you talked about how you thought he was gonna get worse at long range.
Yeah. I think that just range nerves in general.
To me, that's kind of odd because I think it would be more logical for him to get worse up close, I think.
Yeah.
Do you think 3 is gonna change?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking when I say worse range. I think they're gonna give that worse range. I think they're gonna give back forward 4 worse range as well.
Well, we can put in backward 4. That's a specific one.
Yeah. Or
5.
down 4. There's a lot of moves I feel they will change the range on. Not that, no, you know, this is
Well,
what I think.
let's just say fuck key move range nerfs.
Yeah.
But I also think like a specific thing. I think 3 is gonna change in some way. I could see 3-4. 3-4 no follow up, like no knockdown. Or 3-4-4. No plus or launch. I think these are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 spots. Damn, bingo's hard. So many spots to fill.
What else have we talked about? We talked some about Safina. You put in down 3.
Yeah.
Do we think anything else about her?
Well, we have 2 for staff. We have the Mantis shit and the down 3.
Oh, right. What about 4-4-3?
You think it's gonna get nerfed?
I don't know. Just trying to think of possibilities.
I mean, there are more characters in the game.
Yes, absolutely.
So,
Um,
should we say specifically that we think? Do you think electric is gonna get reverted?
oh yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. I think
I
electric.
also think that, especially with like the focus on online. Electric Godfist with frames reverted, right? I'm gonna do one for Bopper.
What's that?
I'm gonna do a double one. A double blondie pull. There's 2. One for Kane, one for Bopper on the same spot. I'm gonna say Nina, Lily, Downford 1 buff. Can you imagine how these Coomers are gonna go buck wild when their blonde waifus get good Downford 1s? Or better Downford 1s at least. Do you think we could see a change to rage drives that give guaranteed grounded hits?
No.
Not okay.
Maybe to some of them, but or you mean in general, or just to some
Yeah,
of them?
I feel like they do so much damage.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I don't think they would. Maybe to some, but in general, I think they're gonna keep them the way they are.
I could see them like maybe not launching, always giving the same thing. But I don't know. Maybe they don't give a shit about that.
That might be the case, yeah.
It's a pretty drastic thing, but whatever. We can put in some Randys.
Yeah.
It is a bingo after all. So,
What do you think about Gigas? Just because he's this unanimously agreed upon worst character, I guess.
yeah, I kind of agree with Dinosaur on Gigas. It's kind of like
Yeah.
with Fuck'em Rum right now. Like if you make Gigas really good, then everyone hates the character.
Yeah.
Because range is such a easy way to control matches, especially with Gigas with like Downford 1 and Jab being so good.
Yeah.
I think I think that's why they don't make him that good, because they know that if they make him that good, then people will hate the character, because they will never be able to do anything if they aren't good at the game.
Yeah, but do you think they're going to?
No,
'Cause, well, like I said, I think Namco listens to the population.
maybe, I don't know. I feel like that's such a low key thing.
Uh-huh.
Like
I
way
don't know
more people complain about the good characters than complain that the bad characters are bad.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna put in another Akumer one. Let's put in the down 4 hit. Akuma down 4 knockdown change. I think that might happen. As Lai said, it's probably logical that like they would do something to down, like to his lows,
Yeah.
because people hate him so much. But you can't really do that much to down 3 specifically without just making it ass. I guess you can make it cancel only into Tatsu, but then it becomes like 3 times worse, 4 times worse.
Yeah.
Because then if you don't clean it, you die every single time.
Yeah, that'd be too harsh.
And you do less damage.
Yeah.
So, okay, we have how many open spots? 5. Only 5 spots.
5 open spots. All right.
Let's put in the 2 opposites for the health changes. So let's put in combo scaling change.
Combo scale. Oh yeah. Right.
And we'll also put in poke scaling changed. So like pokes do more damage. So then you have both those represented, which only leaves us with 3 spots.
3 spots. Well, Geese. I think Geese is gonna get pretty shafted, honestly. What did you write? You wrote
I had like my thing is I think he's gonna get damage nerf on like a big part of the sequence of 241 thing and the Deadly Rave. So I just put those as major damage nerfs and one thing. But that's only damage, so
I think they might remove his while standing 1 counter hit.
that would be pretty major.
Yeah, but I think they might.
Lai asks, do you think Paul's Quarterback 3 will remain unchanged? I think he means Quarterback 4. Quarterback 3 is the low
Oh yeah.
into mid, to high or mid.
Higher. Oh yeah, mid.
Quarterback,
Got
what is it? 3-2-1 or 3-2-3 or
Three.
4 or whatever it is he got in season 3. I
Quarterback
could
3.
see Paul. Like I could see Paul core circle back 2 or sway back 2. No clean hit. Because it does so much damage at the wall. 3-2 sway back clean hit 2.
Sway back. Oh yeah.
The new wall combo because of 3-2 sway.
Yeah, I think they might change 3-2 more likely than Quarterback 4.
I wonder how that would change though. It's so odd with 3-2 because it just made his already good combos just a little bit better. And you don't really use 3-2 sway neutral because it's mid high, so why would you risk that? But I mean, there has to be some other poll change we assume it might happen. We've only talked about RA scaling. I could see maybe sidestep 3 losing its counter hit thing.
I was just about to say that actually. That's because I was thinking about back 1-2, but then I thought, yeah, sidestep 3 probably lose its. It might give the same state, the same state that Geese's sidestep 3 gives, because I don't think Paul would be able to combo for that.
No, you'd probably get down back 2 or maybe Demoman. No,
Yeah,
he couldn't. Maybe Demoman, but wouldn't that mean he could get 3-2?
3.
While starting 3-2, I mean.
Oh yeah, maybe.
But because then that would be a buff. But whatever, we could just put it as sidestep 3 change. I don't think we have to be nail the specifics of it.
No.
That's pretty fucked up if we had to do that. So I think we only have one spot left.
One spot left. Okay. Where do we put that?
Do we think Eliza or someone is gonna get a change? People are talking so much about Eliza, especially the Pakistanis, but it's not really putting up sick results or anything.
Why are they talking about Eliza? Is it because of her?
I think she's one of the best characters in the game, actually, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Is it because of her dive kick?
I am unsure. I think there's a lot about Eliza that they don't like, and one of the things is they think she has. I could kind of. I mean, I don't agree with it, but I could kind of see it happening. They think she has too good meter gain because her meter gain has never been nerfed, and every other character's has been.
Ah, I see.
So I could maybe see Eliza meter gain nerf happening. Or maybe something about like invulnerability or something. Her EXTP is really good. Does a lot of damage as well, but I don't know.
Doesn't it whiff pretty easily though? Or not easily, but
You mean like one hit and then the rest gets like blocked?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too often, but maybe I'm making that up. But I could see that happen, not because I think it should happen, but because there's been a lot of complaining about Eliza.
Yeah.
Let's put in Eliza, meter gain nerf. Okay, let's see here. So right now we have top row. Geese while standing 1 counter hit removed. Negan crush move added. Overall whiff frame nerf on stuff. So like orbitals and stuff. Or like fucking Fakumra's back one, shit like that. Maybe I should say whiff and block stun. Maybe that's too broad.
Yeah.
That's too broad. Maybe, I don't know.
Huh.
Geese major damage nerfs. Julia while running 2-1 nerf. Second roll. Paul's Rage Heart cancel damage nerf. 3-4 no knockdown, or 3-4-4 no plus or launch. That's Fakumram. I should put that in. Leroy orbital hitbox nerf. Safina down 3 tracking or range nerf. Nina Lily down for 1 buffs. Safina Mantis 1-3 frame nerf or Scarecrow down for 4 crush nerf. Electric Wing Godfist with frames reverted. Fakumram key moves range nerfs. Health to 200. Combo scaling change. Yulia 4-1 nerf. Now we're moving a row down. Health to 180. Akuma down 4 knockdown change. Paul, I should type here. Paul sidestep 3 counter hit change. Damn. What the fuck? I moved this in a way that sucks. But it says ground hit, rage drives no longer launching. Fucking paint. This software sucks. Then underneath that we have pokes, get damage increase. Akuma, damage scaling, combo scaling nerf. Leroy, parry frames nerf. And Law, new rage drive. And after that is Eliza, meter gain nerf.
Yeah. That all seems good.
So it'll be interesting to see how many of these things happen.
Some of them I'm pretty confident will happen.
Yeah, definitely. Some of them are super up in the air. Or like not likely at all. Yeah. Let's well, I guess we'll just have to return to this whenever season 4 drops. And see if we can get a bingo. Bingo. Some of them are pretty vague, so you can kind of like fidget it in, even if it doesn't really say that. Like, what does overall with frame nerf mean? But a lot of them are very specific, so. Well, you have any closing words?
Give us a fucking release date.
Give us a fucking release date. Well, I guess I'm inclined to agree with that.
Yeah.
Give us a fucking
Fall.
release date.
Like fall or autumn.
I should add for the like 2 people that are still watching. The Jimmy game show stream will not happen this week either. He's coming back to, or he's becoming available again this Sunday, so it might be Monday next week. And I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing it here instead of having him like through Discord, but we'll see. it's still on. It's just not gonna happen this week. I would have done it with someone else, but the questions are specifically made for Jimmy. So it's pretty hard to just slot someone else in.
Yeah.
I even have prizes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Worth
fun.
like, I think they're worth like estimated, like 700-ish crowns in total. Oh, I should add as well. I'm interested in doing a tournament, a one-button Tekken 7 tournament that would also have prizes. So if you're interested in that, keep an eye out. I probably will post about it or something on Tekken Saibatsu and shit. Where you will enter with a character, pick one button, and you have to play with that button the entire tournament.
Sounds
And
fun.
it might be horrible, it might suck ass, or it might be fun. Who knows?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.